Here to talk sports and money, Kevin Adler of Engage Marketing. Good to have you back on the show to talk about all things sports related.
Great to be here.
A lot of money out there, but the latest way that people are planning to make money, big corporations, is by putting logos on player jerseys. So how do you think this will look? Will they go big size or small size with these? What do you think?
Well, I think they have to be visible. They have to be specifically visible on television because that's really where you're going to get your audience on these. But I think they'll do them as tastefully as they can while still being readable.
How soon do you think this will happen?
That I don't know.
It's coming, though.
It is coming.
It's definitely coming. And who do you think will make the most money on these logos? Who's likely to advertise?
Yeah, I think obviously the low-hanging fruit are the existing league sponsors, and then you take it down to the team level because the teams are responsible for selling that inventory on a local market level. So I think the major sponsors of the teams will get the first crack at that, and I think the league stands to benefit, and I think the teams stand to benefit as well.
Some reports are already saying that Nike could be in the money on this one because a lot of times we've already seen the swoosh everywhere.
Yeah, I would actually suspect that what we would refer to as the endemic brands would not spend this money because they are already on the uniform. So I think you would see more CPG and non-endemic brands taking advantage of this opportunity.
How are fans likely to deal with this? Do you think it will be okay in their eyes, or just one more ad on a sports situation or event?
You know, I think there will be an initial fan backlash, and then I think there will come to a period of acceptance. If you look at the history of sports on a global basis, this is very prevalent in the global soccer marketplace, and I think fans are evolving in their sophistication and their understanding of the commercial layer of professional sports.
Is it becoming overkill? Because, for instance, we have Sal Field. I mean, there's a big name attached to everything in sports. It seems like this was the last area.
This is one of the final bastions, and as to whether it's overkill or not, I think the consumer is ultimately the judge there, and so we'll have to keep our finger on the pulse of the consumer audience. There have been attempts along these lines that the consumer backlash has been so strong that they've backed off from. There was an effort to put branding on the bases on Major League Baseball for a while, and the consumer response was absolutely not, and that plan obviously never came to fruition.
So these corporations actually do listen to consumers?
They have to listen to consumers. That's who's writing the checks. People vote with their wallets.
It'll be interesting to see what happens if there is enough backlash to stop this deal from going through.
Yeah, again, I think there will be a short-term backlash, and then I think ultimately consumers will accept this given the fact that it does exist. WNBA already has logos on the jerseys, so this was the natural evolution for the league, and I think they've been setting the stage for this for quite a while. So,
as a marketing pro, is this a good idea or a bad idea?
Now that's an interesting question. I think ultimately it depends on your objectives. We talk about two big buckets, awareness and engagement, right? The name of my company is Engage Marketing. I'm an engagement marketer, right? So if someone says to me their objectives are just broad-based awareness and mass eyeballs, then I think this is an okay opportunity. If you're trying to go beyond that to engagement, then I think you have to look at smarter ways to spend your money.
Well, thank you for bringing all that to us today, Kevin.
My pleasure, as always.